Hey everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to run here the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. We are officially one away from Sacred Heart Randomizer Week, which if it happens, hopefully we can start it on Sunday. Again, that is going to be a full week of the Randomizer app plus Sacred Heart at the beginning. Something fun, but also something a little dangerous and hopefully very exciting. I'm looking forward to it, kind of, although I don't really trust the randomizer, so we'll see. Here's your meme of the day / picture of the day submitted here by the other 10. Title of the thread was cookies. And in the thread, they said 3D printed a couple of special cookie cutters. Now I have to work on my decorating skills. When I first read this thread, I thought that the poster was meaning that they 3D printed cookies. I was like, oh man. Then I reread it and realized that, oh, they're talking about cookie cutters. And yeah, it looks awesome. So I want to see more improvement on that. But I never ever dreamed of the idea of 3D printing a cookie cutter, especially after a video game character. That's a great idea. T-Day is going to be Yankee Echo, Delta Whiskey, Golf Alpha. And, we got Style, which is a good item to start with anyway, especially with this tears rate being at 3.15. Just going to go ahead and ignore this terrible, terrible item. You can tell Zombolus that I said that. We also have the lighter, which is a trinket that will occasionally start a room with a couple of enemies on fire. It deals decent damage, but it's nothing really to write home about. And our active item is My Best Friend, which is just going to be it's basically like a Mr. Boom or a Mr. Mega Bomb that draws aggro from enemies. That's basically it. Starting off with a second soul heart here is very good. Get a little bit of fool's gold here, yeah. Starting off right. But yeah, the last week's episode absolutely destroyed with the new strongest run of the year so far, and obviously the joke there being that the year just started. But yeah, I'm not going to use any bombs right now just because there's literally no reason to. There's plenty of opportunity to get a full charge here with My Best Friend. I know the Secret Room is here, but again, why bother? Why bother going for that when we know that we can get another full charge here? We probably even have a chance of actually getting a full charge before the boss, using it and then doing it again for this here Tinted Rock. So there's another one there too. Yeah, you see the lighter actually igniting a couple of the gapers in here, and it just does a phenomenal job at taking down early game opponents. The enemies have no chance at all. It's instant and constant damage. And that's what I like about it. So, you know, lighter's maybe a little underrated, but I think it's still good. It's still good. And once again, we're starting off with that's right, an orbital. Woo! That's never gonna go off. Oh, we almost got him. Yeah, I shouldn't have wasted that. I should have just left it there because there's no way we're gonna hit Blue Famine. He just charges way too often. So we're gonna have to get creative and get another bomb here somehow, unless it's a challenge room or something like that on the first floor, which is not unheard of, but it's kind of rare. And take down Famine. It's a bad angle right there. Let's do a better angle than that. Yeah, we are only one away now from Sacred Heart Randomizer Week, and judging off of the Mosh Pit's reaction to the last theme week we had, which was Missing No Week, which is very popular. That was one of the most popular theme weeks we've done in the channel's history. I am anticipating. I think it's going to be a mix between people who are just excited to see a new theme week and see a like streak goal done, and a mix between those type of people in the Mosh Pit, and also those people who think that it's a lame idea until you see it in action and then realize, oh my god, like this is actually kind of fire. The randomizer app obviously is accessible through Patreon. We're still developing it. We're still getting more features and stuff planned and added for the new year. Obviously, the goal is one of the goals is going to be to getting the mobile app done. That way we can get it. It's a much easier access to a lot of people out there. Hopefully, anyway, on the App Store, and also of course to continue to compensate Alex as well as Bryn Mawr for doing everything. So it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of work, but it's also a really good endeavor to support either the Patreon or the upcoming app. And again, that's going to be a one-time thing. I think we have to go into the secret room here. We're not going to get another bomb in the store, and yeah, we're going to have to lose that tinted rock there, and that's 100% my fault. I shouldn't have tried to use my best friend against a very fast-moving champion like Blue Famine, so it's definitely my bad on that. I mean, there could be combat in the curse room, but I'll never know. We're going to last week's question of the episode here, brought to you by Sea-Dog. Sea-Dog says, question of the episode, what are some of the goals for this new year? Well, I've already stated one of them, to release the randomizer app, which will officially it will officially be rebranded as something, dropping the Sinvicta name from it, because I don't want the focus there to be, oh, it's Sinvicta's app. You know, I hate that guy or I love that guy. I'd rather it be about just the application itself. So that's one of the plans is to release it during this year. Get another orbital, but this time it's a decent orbital. So that's step one, is to release the randomizer app. Looking forward to that. Another goal this year, obviously, is the big one. 500,000 subs here on YouTube is going to be a main focus of mine. That I am going to be very, very passionate about trying to make happen. And if not, then if it doesn't happen this year, which, yeah, it's a lofty goal, because again, my channel does not grow that often anymore. But if it doesn't happen, I still wish to make great strides into improving the channel to attract more and more audience to it, while also continuing to maintain the level of videos that we do right now. And just working more, but working smarter as well. You know, we did not have. There's no more Tuesday streams for YouTube, because as I talked about at the end of last year, I needed a second day off. Monday was my only day off that I wasn't able to do really much of anything. It's not enough time for me to kind of get squared away for the week, get an Isaac queue going, and that sort of thing. And plus, I just need a break sometimes. I just need to. You know, I've got other responsibilities other than my channels and work, and those, you know, sometimes, because I am such a workaholic, I do sometimes lose focus on just how much time I'm spending of my life doing this, and not saying it's not worth it, which it is, because if I could, I would work forever. Okay, game, we need a little bit of money here. If you could just stop paying out with the instant payouts, that'd be great. You know, I don't know if that's just because it's in my DNA, or a culture thing. I mean, I don't know, but I could very easily keep doing this for the rest of my life. But it's not just me working, which is important. I again, I have other responsibilities in life, and you know, one of those big responsibilities is making sure I'm not overdoing it. Making sure I'm taking care of myself, and mentally and physically. And you know, sometimes you just need a break. Sometimes you just need to be like, you know what? I need to reevaluate where I am. It's too much HP for me to go play the Sack Room Shuffle. It just is. I don't want to jeopardize 5 soul hearts just to maybe get 30 cents. It's just not worth it. See if we can get this here chest. We'll go into the curse room just so we can have a chance of getting some kind of devil deal item. I'm not going to take multi-dimensional baby. I don't think it helps. It doesn't help us very much. There's no downside to multi-dimensional baby. It's just, you know, it's just one of those items that you have to kind of pivot around and play around with to make it work. And I would rather just have an item that just works now. Your secret room should be right here. It is. You're really making it hard, aren't you, game? I'd better see some kind of payout here, because this is something I did not want to do. Game. You better give me soul hearts back for this. There's one. Go back over here and grab some red hearts. This is another reason why I'm annoyed that once again we just get an instant payout from a temperance machine when I could have easily turned those hearts into lots and lots of money. Gonna bounce back out real quick just because I don't want the bombs to do some BS ricochet. So we paid 5 soul hearts for essentially, well, technically, I guess 4 soul hearts. Essentially 30 cents. We still have no way of getting into the shop, and we still don't. So it comes down to now playing the, like, we could play that claw machine, but who cares about spinning top? And yeah, there could be something super amazing behind that, but I'll never find out because that's just, you're asking too much for possibly nothing then. And we all have seen what happens when I decide to go for something on a claw machine. Yeah, that's one of the biggest goals is to, I still want to work more. I just need to work smarter. And sometimes part of that is recognizing that, you know, I don't have to do everything on my own by myself sometimes. Let myself breathe a little bit, let myself have a break. Not because I feel like I need it, but because I may not realize that I need it. Does that make sense? You know, it's hard to when you've done the same thing for what, I'm going on 16 years now of doing YouTube. Or videos at least, YouTube full time for 14 years. Or not 14 years, 12 years. Anyway, you know, when you do that, you kind of lose track of time, and every day becomes the same day for you, and it goes by like that, and you just don't even realize it. You know, I could be tired when I realize I'm not tired because I'm just so wanting to stream. I'm so wanting to do more videos. God, man, these item rooms. Secret room, at least we can get ourselves into the secret room and into the shop. Apparently the game just does not have keys. That still doesn't count, game. You still don't have keys. My best friend looking pretty strong right now as far as the candidate for MVP this run. There's a golden pill that we will not be taking. I'll buy this full charge here and buy this key because, again, so blue map is going to show the locations of the secret room and super secret room. And if you're wondering why I'm using bombs here, it's because I want to use my best friend against the boss just to help us DPS a little bit more. As we've only gotten movement speed upgrades in this run so far, and orbitals. Yeah, that's one thing I want to keep improving on is putting more emphasis on growing the channel. Okay, so we just lost our Devil Deal because apparently they can shoot you from behind the walls, and that's fun. So now I'm annoyed. I'm going to have to force a Devil Deal or something on this floor. Go beat the boss. Undoubtedly, this is going to be another HP upgrade. Grab the soul heart for safety. Took about maybe 25% off of Mega Fatty here. You want to give yourself about a 6 to 7 count in between attacks from Mega Fatty. Sometimes. If he does back-to-back vacuums, then it's a little bit quicker. But basically, Mega Fatty's very, very easy to predict when his next attack is going to be. You don't know what it's going to be, but it's very easy to just mirror your movements based on an interval. No. Apology not accepted, game. Not accepted at all. So eventually, hopefully one day, we will get a stat upgrade that is not movement speed. And hopefully one day we'll be able to hold on to a Soul Heart too. That would be nice. Cannot rely on Sty being the only form of damage here. So for anyone who says that, oh, the game never produces this duplicate trinket, how do you call that? Maybe we'll get a third Blessed Penny. Game, man. It's freaking game. If it didn't troll us Invicta, would we really love Isaac as much as we do? By we, I mean you, because I don't mean me. I sometimes wonder if the reason why people will still watch my videos is just to see how bad the game can treat me. And how ridiculous sometimes the RNG can be. Like, well, if you want to see the worst of the worst, boy, have I got the YouTuber for you. If you want to see the worst of the worst RNG, this man has no luck. For better or for worse, he is extremely unlucky. It's fine. It's fine, I know. Trust me, I live with it every single day. Trust me. Trust me. It's not news to me. I wonder sometimes the people who are like, oh, you just praise confirmation bias. It's not really bad luck. You don't know what you're talking about. I often wonder if those people actually watch the videos and pay attention. So remember when I said that we cannot rely upon Sty as our only form of DPS? This is why. And that also illustrates greatly the longer that you stand in a room and try to fight something, the higher your percentage goes up of taking damage by an exponential amount. It's going to happen. Whether you want to take damage or not, it doesn't matter. You will take damage the longer you're in a room and locked in a fight with something. Just how it goes. All right. So let's go find the item room over here. If it is over here. Look at that. Lucky us. Let's get another HP upgrade. Maybe even a active item. Actual good item. Get Cancer, which is going to give us the wafer effect every time we take damage, as long as we stay in that room. Very, very, very useful for playing these Sac Room Shuffles, which is apparently obvious that we're going to have to do that at this point, unless we can somehow manage a double deal here. Got ourselves a Yave. I almost just want to go full bore with Sack Dagger and just say screw it. Sack Dagger would be honestly our best damage option at this point. Until we can get some shot speed, until we can get more tiers, and more importantly, more base damage. We're kind of in a dogfight here. Finally got my hair cut. My hair was getting extremely shaggy. My beard was getting out of control. When I mean out of control, I mean there were like several inches to my beard. And that's just the side, like my sideburns. Like it was so what's a word I can say? It was so thick, I guess, and long that you could take like your fingers and pull out the mutton chops. Like it was that long. It had not been that long for I don't think ever, honestly. And the reason why I left it so long is because the barber that I went to is very, very good. That was the first time I ever been in this shop. First time I didn't even know this. I was just a walk-in, and the first available person, he gave me the shave, gave me the trim, everything, and I was so impressed by the work he did on my beard that I just didn't want to shave. Yeah, I think we're in a certifiable disaster run here. Not because of the items, well, kind of because of the items, but not because of that, but because of the game just giving us stats that truly are not having an impact here. Kind of like having a lame duck head coach and hiring coordinators that are not good. I don't know who that would be. I honestly don't even care anymore. We're going balls to the wall, Sack Dagger, because Sack Dagger is the only source of respectable damage that we have right now. But anyway, I was so impressed with his the job that he did on my beard last time in November that I didn't want to shave. I didn't even shave my under part of my neck. I like to keep that pretty tidy because it looks awful whenever it gets scraggly and stuff. But I didn't want to mess with the shape that he did. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it, and once it gets too long, that's it. And I told him that. And he sounded very honored because I just told him, I said it was literally because he did such a great job that I didn't want to touch my beard or anything. And everybody who saw the long beard, they loved it. And I liked it long. I mean, it does change the look of your face, which is nice because I've got kind of a chubby baby face. So, anything that can kind of thin that out a little bit. Plus, I'm out of shape, so anything that can help that out is appreciated. But it was getting to the point. The problem is that, and dudes, whatever, man. I honestly do not care at this point. Any guy who sleeps with a CPAP machine and has a beard, you'll know what I'm talking about. It makes it extremely difficult for the CPAP to make a seal around your mouth and nose and stuff. And it's a major cause of leakage, which is bad. That's bad for your breathing and bad for your sleep. So, having that as something that I could improve too, because it was getting problematic. Not in a dangerous sort of way, but it was getting problematic in the sense that, I had to wake up and adjust the mask a couple of times because my mustache was just getting too thick. So it was time. It was time to trim it back a bit. I cut my hair was getting kind of long. I cut my beard, which was getting very long. And The job he did today on my beard was awesome too. Beards never look better. He even did that thing where, you know, have you ever seen those barbershop videos where the barber will take the oh, great item room, by the way. Thanks, game. Appreciate it. Don't hurt yourself. Bend over backwards for us. It's recency bias, recency bias. Yeah. How many times have we gotten that non-item room in the last month? 3 so far that I can recall. He got that really fine razor, the one that basically just has a paper handle and that's it. He got that one down to the point where he lined like the sides of my face because it's such a fine razor that it creates this white line, like it's almost like an outline around your beard, and it looks awesome. It looks sharp. And no pun intended. And I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, man, that looks good. I don't say that I look good that often, but, and I'm not saying I was looking good, but my beard was looking pretty good. I was very, very impressed. But we both agreed that I need to come in once a month, not once every 2 months, to get a cut. So I was like, all right. It's always nice being able to find like someone good that improves your life some way, and sometimes that person is in the form of a barber. A family man, ex-Marine, is a good dude. Yeah, that's a great game. Yeah, okay. Well, screw me, I guess. Dude, I don't know if y'all are even watching this right now, but are you seeing the type of shenanigans going on? Like, what are the odds that both of them do that and push it so far away that I can't even bomb a tinted rock? Like, that's the level of ridiculousness. Also, what is the size of this floor? We still have not found the shop or the item, or we found the item room, but not the shop. It's a non-XL floor, by the way. I have no idea what our HP is. I'm checked out of this episode. I'm gonna be honest. The bonkers situations going on in this run right now are they're hilarious. Really, all you can do is laugh. I'm sure lots and lots and lots of people do. But of course, they're not laughing at me; they're laughing with me. That's how I choose to take it anyway. Guppy's tail was paying out with. Yep. Oh really? Appreciate it. Go ahead and take this. Thanks. I'll take it off your hands. Here, you can eternally have that bomb. Do whatever you want with it. At this point, I would take a full reroll. I would not hesitate taking a full reroll. So we might end up playing this dice room. In fact, I'm going to. If it's a 6 room, if it's a 1 room, I don't care. Cancer is a great item, but we have absolutely 0 pressure in terms of DPS right now. There's none. We're not doing a good job at dealing damage, which is also kind of leaning into this mentality of like, I just don't care about this run. Not because I don't care about Isaac, obviously, but this run is. I mean, just look at that room that we tried to drop down the my best friend. Craziness, man. January's up and down right now. Well, it's a forget me now, so that gives us an extra chance for a devil deal or something, or maybe getting, I don't know, an item room. Gonna drop my best friend here so we can get 1 out of the 2 keys. And let's just do it again. Maybe we'll get an item room this time. All right. We're on minute 26. This run, man. I'm not gonna even bother trying to weave in and out of that room. Very happy that people have been rejoicing and celebrating the return of perennial fan favorite Lobotomy Corporation here on the channel. If you haven't taken a look at that series, I highly recommend it, especially from the start. Lobotomy Corporation is surprisingly one of the most popular secondary series other than Isaac that the channel has ever had. It might be the most popular in terms of numbers, in terms of overall happiness with the series. Megabonk still is one of those games that was really hot in terms of numbers. Again, I'm only speaking in the literal sense versus other non-Isaac series. Isaac will always be number one on this channel. I don't think anything's going to dethrone that. But Megabonk, in terms of numbers, for as little, we did like 50 episodes of Megabonk. It's not like we did nothing. But Megabonk did exceedingly well, way more than I thought it ever would. And I was stoked about that because, you know, I was having fun. And I'm still planning on playing the game. It's just, obviously, it's taking a back seat right now, especially with Mugenics on the way. Especially with Lobotomy Corporation now coming back for season 6. It's it's time to cycle out some old stuff for new stuff. Excuse me. And I think that with Megabonk in particular, it's one of those games that people are super excited about, and they want to see more of it. But it came down to time efficiency, and this is part of going into that point that I was talking about earlier in this episode, which was, you know, I want to work smarter, not harder. And sometimes, even though it might be a little unpopular of a decision to do so, that means not playing a game that takes up way too much time to get usable footage out of. And if you don't recall that example, I'll give it to you in a moment. So, in the time it took, man, these item rooms are legendarily bad on this run. In the time that it would take me to get one Megabonk video, which is roughly maybe 3.5, 4 hours, I could have recorded 4, 5 Isaac episodes. That's what I mean when I talk about working smarter, more efficiently. And Megabonk was the game that definitely put numbers up, but for my own sanity and also my own work schedule, it was not worth the time it would take to make a video. Forgetting the fact that the game has been kind of getting, I've been kind of cooling off on that game for some time now. You know, taking that out of the equation, it was still getting too much of a chore, too much of a time vampire of a game to get one video out of. And, you know, contrary to what people would like to believe, I don't care about posting only winning runs and that sort of stuff. For Megabonk, for Isaac, whatever. I want people to enjoy the videos. I want to be proud of the videos that I put out, not just doing them just to do them. Too many YouTubers will do that sort of thing. You'll see them, their YouTube channel is just a Twitch VOD dumping channel, or just a live stream VOD dumping channel, no matter what platform they're on. And that works for lots of streamers. Obviously, the streamer's way bigger than me, and I'm not going to besmirch them for doing so. It's just not what I want to do. I want my YouTube content, I want people who watch my content know that there's thought, there's heart, there's lots of effort put behind what I present in front of you all every single day, multiple times a day. And, you know, I try to be as genuine on that as possible. To let everybody know, like, hey, look, what you're seeing here has not been seen by anyone else. It's not been edited. It's not nothing, right? We're just talking about YouTube exclusives here. Yeah, I thought we were going to go to the other extreme. We get 3 payouts in a row with a claw machine. You know what? I don't really care about the eraser. I do care about Spin Dizzle, though. And down die. Ooh. Consolation prize turns into Revelation, brother. Eraser turns into Archie. This gives us Guppy, though. I do want Revelation. I know that we're going to get damage here, but I want Revelation for flying. Then we can still get Guppy on the next full charge. It's not in here, but we definitely have plenty of room to get Guppy here. I am going to take damage, and that's basically serves as the damage up that I passed up on. Consolation prize for Revelation, and there we go. Things just got very, very interesting now. There's the payout of Eraser, which we should definitely use right now. See if we can erase a high-value target. Would not be hollow. I wish it worked like that. Needles. I don't really care too much about needles. They are predictable enough. Okay, Gish mobs. This is basically the last 4 we're going to see these, so I don't care about them. Hey, Guppy. Don't forget, everybody, Friday means that we're doing Pokemon breaks tonight on the YouTube, on the Twitch channel, not the YouTube channel, but the Twitch channel. You can go to twitch.tv/Invicta and watch the breaks if you happen to like Pokemon, or if you have kids who like to watch Pokemon openings. It's a good, safe place to be, because you know I don't really swear on Twitch too much, but especially during Pokemon streams, because we do have a lot of younger viewers for those streams. And you can also, of course, if you're looking to buy Pokemon cards, you also check it out at Invicta.tv, including merchandise. We have a brand new shirt coming out very, very, very soon. And also, the 2026 metal print will be out very soon as well. So, good time to hang out in the live streams. Same thing goes for YouTube live streams. As far as when I'm going to start doing them again, I'm probably going to give myself a little bit more of a rest. And we're going to start doing... Oh, man, rock bottom. We're going to start doing them on, it's going to be a multi-stream on Wednesdays. So the Twitch Mosh Pit and the YouTube Mosh Pit can form together. And maybe we'll just do straight up multi-streams for the foreseeable future. I don't know. It really just kind of depends on the response and also my ability to pay attention to both chats. That's something that I'm not accustomed to. As, you know, I can, obviously I have a very high reply rate. I try to basically talk to everybody who shows up in chat, even in the YouTube streams where we get 500-600 people or even 100 people. I try to give everyone as much attention as I can, because I want them to feel good. You know, there's plenty of ways and opportunities to spend your free time watching live streams, and I'm a very minuscule drop in the bucket in terms of your options of watching influencers stream, or YouTubers or streamers, or whatever you want to call them. So I want people to feel like they made a good decision. using your spare time, free time to watch what I do and support what I do. Not just appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. I would, you know, sometimes I wish I was big enough to be like that, to be like, appreciate it. Thank you for the 100 gifties. Thank you, thank you. But I don't know if I would be happy with myself. I don't know if I'd be happy doing this job if I was doing that. Sure, I'd be making, you know, millions of dollars, being that popular, but would it really be worth it to me? I don't know. I enjoy what we have here. I enjoy the rate at which the mosh pit stays the same and continues to be a worthwhile and special place on the internet. You're widely regarded as one of the best communities in all of streaming and all of YouTube. And people like to say that about their communities, big or small. But I think that our track record here and the longevity of my channel proves, you know, just how special of a place this is. I'm very proud of. Very proud of you. Get rock bottom now. It's to Spin Dizzle, so we have no fear of pills. As we literally cannot lose stats now. And, sure. Get luck upgrade. The mother upgrade, too. Mother transformation, that's fine. What a run this turned out to be. Starting in the doldrums of whatever this run was at the beginning to being Small Rock, Guppy, or not Small Rock, Rock Bottom, Guppy, and Spin Dizzle.
Friends till the end. Amnesia.
Where that shot came from, I thought he was already dead. Yeah, Revelation was definitely a good play here. Wait, was our secret room over there? It was. We can actually get into the boss trap room. Excuse me? Am I going insane? Oh, the boss trap room is not there. I thought it was. I see all like the familiar faces show up on my For You page, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter or Reddit. It's like the same people show up, and they're usually doing something ignorant or outrageous or controversial or scamming people. Like it's sad that that's what the YouTube algorithm plugs in front of people, because it's what gets the shock value. It gets what the drama mongers always hope for. You know, it's like, man, sometimes it's like it feels like there's just no gaming channels out there that are just games. Just play video games. You know, there's a few, but few and far between. I think you can probably assume who I'm speaking of when I say the usual suspects show up on the For You page for no reason at all, because I don't like watching drama videos. I don't like watching political crap. I don't like watching any of that stuff. I like to watch other people play games. Dude, my brain's dying. And that's that, you know? I like to watch my friends sometimes. And I enjoy just listening to music and And that's what I would expect anyway, a For You page to be shown, or to show me whenever it's trying to recommend new channels and stuff. But no, I still get all the garbage. That circle of YouTube really is the new trash TV, in my opinion. You know, the drama channels, just those type of channels in general, man. It's not, to me, that's not what YouTube was made for. Or at least back in the day, it wasn't like that. I will always remember a long time ago. I don't remember what year it was. This is back before I was even doing YouTube. I will always remember that Time Magazine, when YouTube really first started taking off in like maybe 2010. It's just a guess here. It just had a big word on a red background of a cover that says "you," and it was to highlight the YouTube explosion of media back when new media was still technically new media. And I'll never forget that. I was like, man, that's got to be such a cool place, you know, because it makes you feel like there's a community and people, you know, people supporting each other and that sort of stuff. And I think about those days, and I look what YouTube has become now. It's like, good Lord, man, it's some parts of YouTube is really truly trash TV. It's the same criticism that we had back in the day when, you know, when reality TV was emerging. It's like, man, there's got to be some major idiots that watch this. But it's what sells. I mean, look how many seasons they've done of The Masked Singer and American Idol and all the other clone shows. Somehow Ken Jeong or whatever his name is still associated. He's going to be on all those shows. Yeah, we're not going to have enough for chocolate milk. No, Ken Jeong. Is that his name? Hang on. I got to look up this fool. Yeah, Ken Jeong. That if they're, I don't get annoyed by too many celebrities because I don't care about celebrities that much. But one thing I will say is that I cannot stand that dude. He's got the most, I don't know what it is about him. Well, actually, I do know what it is about him. He's got like the most pretentious, just diabolically condescending voice. It's hard for me to quantify it. I'm just like every time I hear that guy speak, I just want to punch him, just right in the face. And it doesn't help that he's on like everything, all those type of shows, all those garbage shows like Masked Singer. And this is of course it's just my opinion. If you like those shows, hey, I'm not gonna hold it against you. For me personally, I just don't like them. They are clone robot shows. It's the same reactions, the same built-in audience doing the same reactions to the same crap over and over and over again. It's all the same. And it still boggles my mind that people watch these things. But then I talked to Ryan, who is a huge fan. Says, hey, a huge fan of 90 Day Fiance or 30 Day Fiance, whatever the heck it was. Like, man, here I was thinking that only idiots watch this stuff. But there's probably people who say the same thing about my channel. Probably still the same people who will say, like, I can't believe people still watch this idiot. Guess I'm not one to say. I don't know where I'm going with this rant because there's really nothing else to talk about right now. This run went from annoying and bad to incredible. We're going to need, if we get car battery, then that only puts us one reroll away from Brimstone. No, you idiot. All right. Dude, I'm gonna hit the abort button on this run. That's it. Every decision I've tried to make on this run to have some kind of crazy thing happen has failed spectacularly. Been soiled. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a massive amount of damage while we have rock bottom. There we go. Rock bottom is going to ensure that that damage can never go down. I still have no clue where I'm supposed to be going. We still get brimstone, surprisingly, but brimstone with dunce cap is hectic. No, we still need 2 charges. I've also discovered, many years behind the ball, but I discovered a new band courtesy of my barber. It really wasn't even him doing it. It was playing in the shop. It's like, man, what is that song? It's such a bop. A band called Tame Impala, and they're kind of like the 60s. This is like a decade and a half old band by now, but it's new to me. They do like that sort of 60s psychedelic alternative rock, and it's a vibe that I really dig lately. I've been really listening to a lot of their songs, and I think you should check them out. They even have one Joe Keery in one of their videos for the song "Loser," and it's just I don't know. There's something about that genre of music. Like another band that I really like and dug for a lot is MGMT, which they had Birds and Birds and Mice or something like that, of Mice and Men. That song is another one of those sort of retro trippy songs that it's all I can say is it's like psychedelic rock. That's the best way I can describe it, and it's awesome. What is the name of that song now? It's gonna bother me that I haven't. MGMT of moons, birds, and monsters. Yeah, I don't like the back half of that song. I'm not a huge fan of, but you got to listen to at least the first minute and a half of that song. It is a masterpiece. It is unrelenting awesomeness. Definitely go check that one out. And check out Tame Impala as well. Tame Impala is really good. Probably like the world's biggest Tame Impala fan in the mosh pit. Maybe one of the band members, and I just didn't know this entire time. Discovering new stuff 15 years after the band was new. I mean, that's one thing I hope one day for the Ward of Water is someone or the internet discovers one of our awesome old songs and like, wow, these guys have been around forever. Sign them to a $1 billion record deal. I'd be like, yeah. You know what? We're gonna do a victory lap. I don't care what anyone says. Second seed, 3-4. Mike Papa Golf Foxtrot Delta Hotel. I'm not done talking today. We had some trolls. Had some trolls in that first run. Some boneheaded mistakes, but I mean, that's what I do. I'm not saying I'm proud of it. I'm not saying I even try to do it, but it's also amazing to me how many people convince themselves that, well, he didn't do this, so he's got to be rage baiting. Dude, do you think that I would do that? You think that I would do something stupid just to rage bait people? I've got better things to do. I truly have never done that. But these are usually the same people who get offended that I don't like their favorite items. So, and they're usually, more than usually, fans of Broken Modem. 8. Like that, we're right back up to our. We're not taking another. We're not taking another pageant boy. That's not gonna happen. We've already taken one. That would be the dream though, is to do music more in a more full-time capacity. Along with voice acting, along with growing the channel. I mean, I have lofty ambitions for this year for sure. Mark and I have already both committed to the idea that we're meeting at least once a week now to work on new music. We don't have explosion immunity. I don't know why I thought we did. I also totally forgot that we had a 6.7 tears rate for Brimstone, so we can just do this basically. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that did not raise our damage by a whole lot. The reason being is because our floor for stats is so inflated up until this point because of that golden razor blade that we did. So it would take a huge amount of damage in order for us to get any kind of movement on our damage stat because of that. But we saw movement there. By movement, I mean an improvement numbers-wise, because of the fact that Red Stew is such a huge damage upgrade as well. So that's the magnitude of a damage upgrade that we would need to even see it improve. So now, and to further illustrate the point, I just used the nail. So the nail means that we've inflated our damage even higher to what the base damage is. So we're going to need another huge damage improvement before we see that number go up again. But with Rock Bottom, you can always see that, though.
The stars.
Tame Impala is that's some good stuff right there. Big fan of them. There's an Australian band that I listened to many years ago, and I don't know what happened to them. I haven't honestly looked at what they're doing these days, but it's an Australian band called Carnivool, spelled with a K, Karnivool, and they have one of the best songs I've ever heard. Again, it's another masterpiece. It's not quite psychedelic trippy hop, but it's just a good progressive rock song. And it's called COTE, which stands for Core of the Earth. And it's basically kind of like a love song, but a breakup song, if that makes sense. It's a don't pay too much attention to the lyrics because it's not a happy song. But man, is it a good song, man. That song is just incredible. Abba dabba ding dong. Get the money for it. Yeah, we don't need keys. It's only me. I think that once we release our new stuff this year, I think that people will start to pay more attention to the music side of the channel. Because some of the songs that Mark and I are writing are not... They're heavy metal, obviously, but they're not exclusively just all metalcore, In Flames, Soilwork type metal. We're really trying to branch out our sound. Synth oil, and yep. I mean, I will take Athame. But I don't want to leave behind our item room because of spin down. I don't want to miss an opportunity for something crazy. Let's go back here and see. Get a key. Is there one in the arcade? Possibility. Now we can get Abba Dabba Ding Dong. 7 cents gets us 2 keys at least. So we don't have the Polaroid. Don't really care about our HP though. And remember, we have the cancer items, so that's going to shield us from a lot of the victory lap punishment on our HP. But also, it's going to allow us to get more money back, which means that we get more stuff from. Oh my god, we get more of a payout from the Blessed Penny. And now we're just getting silly. That is right there. That is the specific reason why I did not want to let that item room go. What a turnaround. Yeah, I've been getting more into like the sort of progressive rock. The stuff that I usually would kind of be like, eh. About. Peach Pit is another band that I've been listening to a lot of lately. So there's three bands for you to check out, all on my recommendation: Tame Impala, Carnival, and Peach Pit. Just pick any track out there and then report back to me. That's your homework for the day. Mystery bag. We'll get a second opportunity here with the gift. This will allow us to use this in secret room. Go up to Blessed Penny now. That's good. This is what it looks like when we have 8 brimstone shots firing out, not including Revelation. And there's no cooldown time in between shots because of Rock Bottom. Emperor card. We don't really need the money, so I don't care at this point about it. Mimic Chest lied to Guppy's eye. Can't really gain more tears rate or shot speed. Not that it matters for Brimstone anyway. I wish that Revelation charged like Brimstone. It didn't have its own unique charge timer on it. That would be absurd if it did. Appreciate it. Game.
Tears down.
Now we don't care about Hematemesis, don't care about Gulp. Do not care about. I wouldn't say this is new territory. That would be a little bit excessive, but this is still a pretty strong run. Of course, I can't mention progressive rock right now without mentioning the #1 song on Spotify, which is, again, Joe Keery's band, Joe, EJO, named after, well, the front man and the most well-known part of that band, Joe Keery. You know him as Steve Harrington from Stranger Things. He's also got a very, very awesome band. I look at people like that and like, man, that's what talent looks like. Just people, people who are just good at everything and anything that they want to try. It kind of is, it's inspiration, but also kind of frustrating. to me at the same time. It's like, man, I want to do that. You know, I want to be good at voice acting. I want to be good. I want to be good at music. I want to be good at, you know, at acting in general. Just good at anything. That kind of stuff it's awesome to see people do what they do who are good at what they do. Sure. At this point, let's just get Looney Tunes with it. Parasite. This might end up inadvertently, possibly maybe crashing the game, but you know what? That's okay. No, don't ever do that again. Here we go. Polaroid. We missed 73% Devil Deal. D-Sizzle and Uncle Holy Water, which we will not be taking. 2026 has been off to a great start, I think. I think 2025 was a great year for the channel. Parasite combo here is pretty devastating. You swallowed Penny. Keys are... The reason why keys are not showing up is because we have Guppy's tail, obviously. That would give us 5 keys. That is definitely a Devil Deal. So we can get, if we really wanted to waste time, we could get Genesis, but I don't think that's necessary here. I wasn't even planning on doing a victory lap, but felt like we needed to redeem a little bit of that first run. And Parasite just makes this silly now. In a good way, of course. We go up. Can. Yeah, come by the Twitch stream tonight, everybody. For some Pokemon cards. We also have other TCGs. We got One Piece, we got Magic. It's just a good time. You know, it's something different. It's always a little bit of a shock for people who only know me through YouTube or longtime subscribers who've never really paid attention to the Twitch channel before to all of a sudden see my hands opening up Pokemon cards. But then a lot of them tend to stick around after that. Like, you know what? This is a lot of fun. I like the change of pace, you know. So you might have yourself a good time, too. I'm not even going to bother with Hush, I'm going to be honest. We're not doing an Omega run here. We have no real gain to get out of that. Not that you ever do anyway with Hush. Except to flex. That's what this world is all about these days, is clout and flex. Things that people do for internet clout is something that will be studied in the next, like, 200 years. The internet is no longer a thing. People will look back in the early 2020s and think, oh my gosh, there were just awful people in the world back then, weren't there? They'll say yes. Yes, there were. All these nuisance streamers, and just it's a different time that we live in now. Yeah, let's go Mollywop Delirium. I won't go fight Old Hushy, but let's go fight Delirium here. And again, if you all are enjoying this episode, everyone, and appreciate the extra innings we're going into today, remember, we're only one away from getting our Sacred Heart Randomizer Week, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Some people may feel lukewarm about it, but I promise you, when we without knowing what kind of randomizer challenges I'm going to be seeing and characters, we may have to play Tainted Jacob. We may have to play Tainted Lost with Sacred Heart. Hey, that sounds great, but is it going to help out that much? Especially if we have to do like a first floor beast or something, or first run beast or something like that. Yeah, it's that level of danger we're talking about. Now, I've gone back and forth on whether or not I'm going to do the randomizer Sacred Heart week on the YouTube file or save it for just the Twitch file. I still have not really decided. Part of me wants to say the YouTube file, just because there's more of a you know, it's more of a risk factor and everything. Ooh, man, if we get into the full charge, Almond Milk with Brimstone and Dunce Cap is actually cracked. And then another part of me says, well, you know, I'm going to be spawning things in for myself. I don't know if that's really something I should be putting on the YouTube file. But at the end of the day, not a huge deal to me. It's definitely a lot riskier, given the nature of the randomizer. It could be 7 truly heinously god-awful runs. Or characters, or combinations. I mean, the thing is with Bryn Mawr is that I don't know all the challenges. I have not looked at all of them to approve or to review or anything like that. So when you see a new challenge on the Invicta randomizer, it's new to me as well. Let's go all the way around. Worth it, though, for us to get Almond Milk here. Yeah, so now watch this. Watch our tiers now. Yep. And that is full damage too. That is not a mitigated lower damage ratio that we have thanks to Almond Milk. This is full damage here. Now we're talking about possibly new territory, because this is bananas right here. I mean, we're clearing things out before they even have a chance to say hi in the game. Yeah. Don't know if Delirium is down here. It's one big old corridor. It's gotta be him. Oh. It was a double room boss, but it was not the boss we were looking for. All right. I'm just going to stand here and do this. I don't care if you hit me. We have cancer. We've got the wafer effect. I do not care about hits. Down he goes. Down goes Delirium. I don't know how he ended up right next to us, but that's Delirium, baby. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully the Victory Lap made up for that really whatever clown show that was of the first run go around here. And I hope you're having a great start to your Fridays. If you are, make sure you click the like button. Remember, this video gets 2,000 likes. We are going to start the Sacred Heart Randomizer Week starting on day after tomorrow. So it's going to be Sunday. So let's make it happen, Mosh Pit. Let's go on to the next one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like thanks to pages of mine like Mr. Moneybags, Corb, Nicholas, and Seven Fangs. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Invicta.